Young and the Restless spoilers December 12th, Nick takes matters into his own hands. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Friday, December 12th, prove that Nick would do anything for Sharon and that Phyllis would do anything to make sure everyone else is as miserable as she is. Key takeaways. Nick does something Sharon never asked for. Phyllis thinks she's being clever with Kane. Nate has news for Lily. Next on Y&R. Nick, Joshua Morrow, has always been a chip off the old Vic, Tor, Eric Braden. Now he's going out of his way to prove it. Nick is convinced that Sharon Case, is in danger from Matt, Roger Howarth. So Nick is going to do whatever is necessary to protect her. Did Sharon ask him for this? She did not. Did he ask her if it was okay? He did not. But Nick knows what needs to be done better than Sharon does. You're welcome. Phyllis pushes Kane's buttons. Phyllis, Michelle Stafford, who called out the blur between her and Phyllis, just loves the sound of her own voice. Especially when she says witty things that are destined to render her opponent speechless. Even if it doesn't work, Phyllis still knows that it did. She believes in herself. She is a confident, strong, brilliant, unbeatable woman. Phyllis reminds Kane, Billy Flynn, of this. Even if it doesn't work, Phyllis still knows that it did. Kane will recognize her superiority. Eventually. And then he'll feel so bad that he ever dismissed her. Nate confides in Lily. Lily, Crystal Khalil, is the epicenter of everybody's issues. She's got Kane and all of his drama on one side. She's got Nate, Sean Dominic, and his on and off, push and pull with Audra, Zuleika Silver. Her cousin thinks Lily needs to hear all the details of their complicated family dynamics. And Lily has no choice but to listen. This doesn't even account for her parenting the twins or her current work situation. Snow dusts the windows of Crimson Lights, twinkling lights shimmer across Chancellor Park, and the air in Genoa City feels deceptively peaceful. But inside the hearts of its citizens, storms are gathering, storms of secrets, betrayals, and decisions that can't be taken back. 1. A man at his limit. For the past week, Nick Newman has tried, truly tried, to stay centered. After all, he promised himself some time ago that he wouldn't repeat the patterns that defined the earlier years of his life, lashing out, acting on impulse, letting Newman drama steer his every heartbeat. But when it comes to family, especially his children, Nick's restraint only goes so far. And recently? Far too many lines have been crossed. Rumors swirled around Newman Enterprises like smoke. Someone within the family was sabotaging the company's environmental division contracts. At first, Nick brushed them off as baseless corporate paranoia. But the evidence is piling up. Billings that don't add up. Data breaches too precise to be the work of a novice hacker. Anonymous tips landing on his desk, tips referencing personal Newman information no outsider should have access to. The final push came late last night. A message sent from an encrypted email, containing only one line. Your daughter is being watched. Nick froze. His blood ran cold. And then everything in him ignited. He tried, unsuccessfully, to calm himself down. He tried phoning Victor. He tried phoning Victoria. He even considered confronting Adam. But none of those paths felt right. What he needs now is clarity. What he needs now is control. What he needs now is to act. So on this snowy Genoa City morning, Nick decides enough is enough. 2. Sharon sees the storm coming. Nick's first stop is Crimson Lights. He intends to grab a coffee and clear his mind, but as soon as Sharon sees him, she knows something is wrong. There's tension in his shoulders, a sharpness in his eyes she hasn't seen since the darkest days of their painful past. Sharon, Nick, what happened? He hesitates, because despite everything between them, Sharon is still the person who sees him most clearly. And somehow, that only makes the truth harder to speak. Nick finally mutters, someone is targeting my family. My daughter. And I'm not waiting around anymore. Sharon's eyebrows knit together. Do you know who? No. But I'm going to find out. Sharon sets his coffee on the counter. Nick, be careful. Acting alone hasn't always gone well for you. He almost smiles, because she's right. And because she's the one person allowed to say that without rousing his defenses. But instead of debating, Nick responds quietly. I'm not letting anything happen to her. Not this time. Sharon reaches across the counter, fingers brushing his in a moment of quiet solidarity. Then don't push everyone away. For a moment, something flickers, gratitude maybe. Fear maybe. Old love, certainly. But there's no time to linger. Nick leaves the coffee untouched. He leaves with a mission. 3. Victoria makes a discovery. Across town, at Newman Enterprises, Victoria stands in her office with arms folded, staring at a printed report. Something about the numbers doesn't add up. The same irregularities that Nick noticed are appearing in her own analysis. Contracts with inflated expenses, previously secure files suddenly requiring new access codes. She feels that familiar dread. Is someone trying to take down the company from the inside? She doesn't want to involve her father yet, not without concrete proof. Victor swooping in too soon would only cause more chaos. But as she reads deeper, she finds something chilling. The breaches originated from a device with a Newman Family Network ID. Victoria can feel her pulse in her throat. She picks up her phone. Calls Nick. Straight to voicemail. Not good. She texts him. Nothing. Victoria sets the phone down slowly. Nick, what are you doing? For Chelsea and Adam feel the rumbling. Meanwhile, on the other side of Genoa City, Adam Newman pours himself a coffee in Chelsea's apartment. They're discussing Connor, therapy sessions, and the hopeful progress he's making. It's a rare moment of calm for Adam. Chelsea glances at Adam. You seem distracted. Adam tries to brush it off, but Chelsea knows him far too well. Finally he admits, I have this feeling something's going on at Newman. Something big. And no one's telling me anything. Chelsea sighs. Do you want to be told? Yes, he says honestly. Because when I'm not part of the conversation, I'm usually the one being blamed. Chelsea touches his shoulder lightly. Don't stir trouble if nothing's been confirmed. Adam chuckles humorlessly. Chelsea, in our world, nothing is ever nothing. 5. Nick's first move. Nick's next destination is a quiet office building on the edge of Genoa City, the headquarters of a small cybersecurity firm Newman Enterprises contracted with last year. Inside the dimly lit office, Nick finds the analyst who sent him the anonymous tip. A nervous man in his 40s named Cal Turner. Cal jumps when Nick enters. I told you not to come here. And I told you I needed information, Nick interrupts. Now. Cal swallows. Nick, if anyone finds out I contacted you. They won't.